Are the coin grading companies like PCGS and NGC hiding their restoration methods? Is it cleaning? Is it preserving? Or is it actually restoring? Is there some secret that they're hiding so that you can't find it out so they can charge you a lot of money? Well, we're going to talk about that in this video. We're going to talk about whether, is that cleaning? Is it the same thing? But first, here is my help community. If you have a question, please use my help community. I'm being pulled in so many different directions: Messenger, Facebook, emails, phone calls. I want to do it here. This helps me out. It streamlines the operation for me. So go to my help community. It's a link in my description of my video. Also, I have a mid-error guy to help you out as well. And a chat bot. You can ask questions. Also, when you are watching the video, and we'll back up here, down at the bottom is this, right above the subscriber count. You click that. That's a link that goes to my video, my channel.
These
you can go to the videos, and right here is a search field. You can ask a question, and it will search almost 2,000 of my videos. 2,000. And I know that I'll have an answer for your question and a better explanation than me, because I don't have a lot of time to keep typing out the same answer to everybody or different people all the time. Coin chemistry a little bit. So here is a book that if you can find it, you buy it. If you haven't read this book, then you need to question everything you think you know about toning, about restoring coins and cleaning coins, because this book has it all. I've already done a video on it, but after the most recent video, I can see that there's a lot of new people or people who haven't watched my videos before, who don't know my knowledge base. And you most certainly need to read this book. It's very, very important, because there is a difference between restoring and cleaning, but restoring and cleaning are the same thing. But their problem is that people think there's only one kind of cleaning or two types of cleaning, and there's not. There's multiple ways to clean a coin, and some of them do restore the coin without harm, and some of them harm the coin. So in a nutshell, these are the different types of cleaning. Type A, cleaning solutions that react chemically with a coin's oxidized matrix atoms. Example of what is cleaned: copper oxide, copper chloride, copper sulfide, and silver sulfide. Type B, cleaning solutions that partially react chemically with the coin's oxidized matrix atoms. Example of what is cleaned: same thing, copper oxide, nickel chloride, nickel oxide, silver oxide, copper sulfide. Cleaners, type C, is cleaners that physically remove most, if not all, of a coin's oxidized matrix atoms and surface impurities. And type D, cleaning solutions that loosen or dissolve foreign impurities on the surface of a coin, but do not react with the coin's atoms. Example of what is cleaned: soil and foreign matter not chemically bonded to the matrix atoms of the coin. That's what you would use acetone for. The other ones, you could use MS70 or EasyEst, something like that. It said, illustrated in this article are 4 coins shown before and after cleaning. The 4 coins are labeled according to the type A, B, C, and D cleaning techniques, and additionally, the type of cleaner discussed and why it was applied. Each coin represents one type of cleaning. So I'm not going to go through these, but there's a chemical reaction for each one of these. That's what I'm trying to tell people. All chemical reactions, well-known chemical reactions. So, it's not a secret. If you have this book, or if you can talk to a chemist, get you a copy of this. Now I want to give a little backstory here. I have several videos, and this is one of them. I am submitting my restored Morgan dollars to PCGS, clean Morgan share. Just a video that I did. I had really good results. And basically I had some oxidized coins, had some toning on it, some really light, unattractive toning. Yes, there is toning that is attractive and you don't want to mess with a coin, but most toning is not attractive. It's darker, splotchy, it's like a film on the coin. It is rust to silver. Just like rust to iron, toning is like rust to silver. That's a fact. That's chemistry. That's what's in this book. This guy's got 16 patents that wrote this book. I'm telling you about coin chemistry. But anyway, All these coins, except for I think one, came back problem-free. And they were all, I used easiest and rinsed them off. That's what I did. Here is a 1935 double die reverse Mid-State 62 that I found in the wild. Now the coin was in a beat up 2x2. It's a dealer's coin. He had double die on it. He wanted, I think, $35 for this coin. And I thought, well, it kind of looks like a double die, but I really couldn't tell. I mean, literally, this was an older dealer, and that thing had been in that holder for probably 2 decades. He had cut the corners off. It was rusty staples. I mean, I thought maybe I was paying too much. Well, it turned out I did okay. I restored this coin. I cleaned it. Okay, it's the same thing. PCGS, NGC, they're cleaning a coin when they restore a coin, but it doesn't sound professional to say you're cleaning a coin because it has a negative connotation. But it's still cleaning. You're removing something off the coin just like you're removing dirt off your hands. But it's called restoration when it doesn't harm the coin. Okay, it's not a negative. Well, it is negative to some people, but most people who understand coin chemistry, who read the books, who know how it works, they understand what happens. There's a lot of people out there that do this. PCGS and NGC know this, and they are going to determine whether they think that the coin was harmed or not. And that's why it's important to know which coins. And that's the secret that we're going to talk about. Which coins can be restored, which coins should be restored. So this one, I restored it, and we sent it to PCGS or NGC first. It got 62. I sent it to PCGS. It got 62. And like I said, neither one of them felt that I had cleaned the coin in a negative manner. I restored it. Here's another one. This one first went to Annex. I cherry-picked this coin from a SMS set that I bought. The coin was darkly toned, but I saw underneath that toning, and why it got overlooked by other dealers, because this is in a dealer lot that I bought, that it had that cameo. Ended up being deep cam, 68 in an Annex holder, so I decided to cross it over to PCGS. Of course, it crossed over as a decam, which I was very happy about, but it cost me a few $100 for the SP67, because they downgraded it to that. And of course, this sold at auction, and I ended up $1,237 with buyer's fee. I didn't get the buyer's fee, obviously, but anyway, $1,100. Now, these are 2 coins that went to major auction houses, and not the only 2 that I've sold at auction houses, but this is just 2 examples that I found in the wild that I used easiest on, that I restored to their natural appearance. I don't know what they look like now. I don't know if they've retoned, but that depends on how they were restored with the person who purchased them. Here's another example right here. This is a Mid-State 67 coin I did a little short of. I did another video of it. But anyway, this was also another coin that was toned up. It was in a really beat up holder, and I purchased it as an uncirculated coin, hoping that I could restore it. When I got it out of the holder, and I thought, you know what, I think I can help this coin, and I did. And when I sent it off to PCGS, it got the 67 does. So I know how to restore coins. I know how PCGS and NGC does it. I might not know their exact method step by step, but I'm going to show you a few things here. Here are a review of coin cleaning practices. You should not do all these. That is just talking about them. Sodium bicarbonate. I mean, baking soda. It will scratch your coins. Do not use it. Cyanide coin dips. What I want you to notice, though, is this right here. Chemical reaction. Any chemist, and you can go ask them, can tell you the chemical reaction. It's not a secret. PCGS and NGC are not hiding secrets. It is commonly known, well-known chemistry, chemical reactions. So if you dip it in easiest, whatever's in easiest, that's a chemical reaction. It can be written down like this, similar. Knowing that helps you understand that it is restoring a coin, but it is also cleaning a coin. There's no gatekeeping secrets. There's nobody trying to hide stuff just so they can charge you. That's not what it's about. But there is a problem, and like I told you before, You need to know how to determine which coins can be restored using these methods. This right here is basically similar to easiest. You can look up the chemical data on all of these if you want to. I think they're posted online, or you can request them from the company and find out what's in them. But it doesn't really matter. MS70 and easiest, they're all catered towards, dipping coins. That's what they're for. They've been used for years by all these companies. Acetone's another one. Sometimes people say they heat acetone. But trust me, doing this for 25 years, I think I started experimenting and messing around and learning about this 25 years ago. Back when I first started with the eBay and selling online. And easiest, MS70, and acetone are the only three things you need to restore coins. Anything else can be harmful. I don't care if you use olive oil. I don't care what you say. Anybody, those are the substances, and I want to include water with that. Those are the substances that can be used to restore any coin that can be restored. If those three don't restore a coin or bring it back or remove something off the coin, then it is beyond repair. It has either been in a fire or chemically altered already, or it's been subjected to some type of plating or chemical reaction that is just completely irreversible chemical reaction. Let's put it that way. But minor toning, tape and glue, and PVC residue, acetone is number one, and it is inert. It will not harm a coin no matter what you do. But if that coin's already cleaned and you remove some of the gunk off of it with acetone, it will look clean. That doesn't mean acetone did that. That means you mess with a coin you shouldn't have. And that's the secret here, knowing which coins will benefit. That's where people fail. Okay, this is chemistry here. This is not damaging coins and harming coins. You are just causing a chemical reaction to happen. But if you do that to a coin that has already been cleaned, it's retoned, it's going to look cleaned. If you do it to a coin that's circulated, it's going to look clean. It's going to look horrible. You're really going to mess it up. So sulfides, tone coins, the most. That's what you see the most. But we're going to talk about cleaning coins, what really happens during cleaning, because it's the same thing, restoring and cleaning. Here are all the chemical reactions that happens. He literally dipped coins that were toned and weighed them. And we're talking the visible sulfide coloration on silver coins range from 25 to 125 nanometers thick. A light golden toning on a silver coin surface contains about 4 microns of silver per cm2. A red tone coin contains about 7. A blue, 11. Like I said, the darker is deeper. And when you remove that over time, it can start having an effect on the surface of the coin if it keeps retoning the same way. So you can harm coins by doing this too much over time. But to do it to a coin, just to restore it, to preserve it, and it's a really light toning, is not going to hurt the coin. Matter of fact, you should remove contaminants off a coin. If you have tape residue, sometimes it still leaves a tone on it and you can't do nothing about that. Some toning is permanent. You will not remove it unless you use something very harsh that harms the coin. The methods that I talk about, the easiest, which is a dip, the MS70, which is a dip. I like the easiest better. MS70, to me, doesn't remove the things that I like to see removed at times. There is nicotine. There's different things to use. And yes, all of them like easiest has a little bit of acid in it, but it's so diluted, it's not going to harm your coin. It's going to cause a chemical reaction that removes the surface toning. Okay, and yes, if you went down to an electron microscope and looked at it, you could say, well, yeah, a little bit that's been removed. But so would rubbing coins against each other in bags and rolls. handling them. There was something in here. This guy did experiments. This is interesting. It says coins often get exposed to environmental conditions one may consider rather harsh. For example, I recall an experiment by our laboratory director in which he asked his employees to rinse their hands in a beaker of distilled water when they first came to work. The water was later analyzed, and more than 25 trace elements were found in the water, including mercury and arsenic. So the mere act of handling coins can impart chemicals onto coins. That's why you always handle coins on the rim, and you wash your hands, sanitize your hands, don dishwashing detergent, and make sure you rinse your hands very well. If you wear gloves, those gloves are going to start to obtain impurities, and you're going to keep handling coins with those gloves over and over and over, just like a dirty hands. I mean, that's why I don't recommend gloves. If you want to use rubber gloves, that's a little bit better in my opinion. But once the gloves start handling other things, or you touch the tabletop, and they're already contaminated. Gloves aren't the solution in any way of handling coins. Clean hands are the best. And to keep cleaning your hands, hand sanitizers is a good thing. You want to rinse it off, but it evaporates if it's made of alcohol. So the bottom line is this. NGC and PCGS are using chemical reactions and well-known chemical reactions to restore coins, which is cleaning them. It's still cleaning them, but they're not harshly cleaning coins. That's the difference. Are there horror stories about coins that didn't make it through the process unscathed? Yes. Sometimes, even me, make a mistake and try to restore a coin that was not restorable, or miss something about a coin and realized, uh-oh, I probably shouldn't have messed with it because it had this ugly scratch or gouge or something I missed, and now you can obviously see it. That happens. But that is not to say it's some conspiracy to hide things or gatekeep, or that it's not cleaning when it is cleaning, because it is. It's all cleaning. We're all cleaning coins. That's what it is. But it's also restoring or preserving, especially when we put them in holders afterwards. But I have shown you over and over and time and again, and I have that playlist of cleaned coin playlist to help you identify clean coins, showing me restoring coins and submitting them and my results. I can't get any more transparent. But unfortunately, people who watch YouTube videos often don't even know how to go and check out my older videos. So I tried to show everyone at the beginning of this video how to do that. So thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.